Labor Day weekend swimmers faced fecal contamination at U.S. beaches. Taco Bell has to rethink their AI drive-thru technology after a customer ordered 18,000 waters. And a woman who didn't know she was pregnant spontaneously delivered a baby at Burning Man. These are the weird stories on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian inside a closet. Here we go. Did you happen to take a dip at a U.S. beach over Labor Day weekend? Well, congratulations. You might have just swam in some poop water. Thousands of Americans headed for the beaches for one last summer splash over Labor Day weekend. But taking a dip probably should have been out of the question because many of the beaches were cautioning swimmers against going into unsafe levels of fecal contaminated water. Fecal contamination, also known as fecal matter. Fecal matter, the only matter that matters. I apologize for this disgusting story, but we gotta talk about it, guys. We gotta talk about what's going on with the waters in the U.S. They're very polluted and contaminated, and apparently there's tons of fecal matter in it. Thank God we got rid of the EPA, huh, guys? Right? Deregulation rules, am I right? The article says beaches from Crystal River, Florida to Ogunquit, Maine were under advisory warning after water quality reached levels of bacteria associated with fecal waste, sadly. The advisories typically discouraged the beachgoers from going into the ocean because the bacteria can cause things such as rashes, nausea, and even gastrointestinal illnesses. And in Florida, I think you can catch the flesh-eating bacteria. Do you remember that? Ooh. That was a bad day. Now, sadly, there were even beach closures over the holiday weekend at some of the country's most popular beach destinations, including Keys Memorial Beach in the Cape Cod village of Hyannis in Barnstable, Massachusetts, Benjamin's Beach on Long Island in Bay Shore, New York, and a portion of the Imperial Beach shoreline near San Diego. My goodness. Even on the pristine white sand beaches of Hawaii. Imagine Hawaii. The Hawaii State Department of Health had to warn the public of the high bacteria count at Kahalu Beach Park on the Big Island. Did I get that right? Anyone live on... Do I have any Hawaii listeners? Can I come and sleep on your couch? I promise I won't go swimming in the ocean without a hazmat suit on. Now, you might be surprised to hear this, but the fecal matter in the oceans along U.S. coastlines is a bit of an epidemic here. It's a widespread problem. Nearly two-thirds of beaches tested nationwide in 2024 experienced at least one day in which indicators of fecal contamination reached potentially unsafe levels. But no worries, guys. RFK Jr. takes a swim every day in the fecal matter water. And if it's good enough for him, well, doggone it, it's good enough for the rest of us. There's a report in here that says more than 450 beaches were unsafe for swimming on at least 25% of the days tested in 2024. The key reason, they say it's outdated water and sewer systems that allow contamination from sewage to sewage. Am I saying that correctly? Or is it sewerage? Sewage. To reach the places where people swim. Yeah, this is what happens when lobbyists rule the country. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, we're trying to make money over here, so please look the other way when we pollute the nation's waterways. Here's $500,000 for your next campaign. See, this is why I'm completely against representational government. Because I don't need anybody, nor do I want anybody representing me, nor the common man in my country, because these people can't stop accepting money. They just can't help themselves. They all do it. Because I understand it costs a lot of money to have a campaign, to run for any sort of office. It takes a lot of money that most of us don't have. Most people don't have. They can't just pay for a campaign to run for senator. So they got to take money from somewhere. Hey, here you go. Hey, and it's some companies. And then we pay the price at the end of the day because A, we get a politician that isn't looking out for our own best interests because they were just paid by some companies, and B, the companies, they get to bypass certain regulations that were put in place to curb their profiteering ways, which often involve, cutting into quality and polluting things like our beaches. Anyways, I'm going to stop ranting because I'm starting to sound like an insane old guy on a porch. But, when most of my friends and family can't go to the beach and swim because there's poop in the water, I mean, this kind of gets me a little irate. I mean, it seems like every day, slowly, we're turning into a third world country. I pay American prices to experience India levels of pollution. all over the place. Awesome. It's only just a matter of time before you can't drink any of the water out of the tap anywhere in this country. There's some places where I don't think you can right now, but eventually, pretty soon, it'll be all over the country. It's going to be like Thailand or Vietnam, places that I've been to where you cannot drink the water out of the tap. That's going to be us pretty soon. That's the path we're heading down. I mean, I'll just deal with it by drinking beer for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Electrolytes, guys. I'm just getting my electrolytes. Now, let me jump back into the article one more time. They have a clean water director and attorney with Environment America. His name's John. He's based in Boston, so we'll give him the appropriate accent. You know, these beaches are a treasure for families across New England and across the country. They are shared resources. We need to make the investment to make sure that literally our own human waste doesn't wind up in the places where we are swimming, where our families are swimming. This is unacceptable. Now, some beachgoers are not concerned about the elevated level of fecal contamination, despite a 2-day warning of elevated fecal matter. I keep saying fecal matter. This is disgusting. There was a beachgoer named Yarmir Orshevich. I mean, he's got the name of a hockey player. Who can pronounce this crap? He says, quote, I really don't expect to be in any kind of danger of fecal contamination. I don't think we're close enough to notable pollution to be concerned, and I expect the ocean's natural currents to take care of any problems with contamination in this area. He's a dentist, by the way. So, I mean, probably not the kind of guy you want to listen to. It looks like they interviewed some surfers as well who ignored the warnings. 24-year-old Mikey says, oh, man, I'm not worried about fecal matter, bro. I like to ride the waves no matter what the conditions, bro. I was out there during hurricane season even. You know, whenever I see a piece of fecal matter, man, I just jump over it on my board. Pretty cool, man. Gives me a little target. His best friend Toby, who was also at the beach, said, I just wear a diaper and I just get out there, bro. You know, you can't cowabunga if you're not out there cowabunga-ing, you know. Well, it's nice to hear from some geniuses who aren't going to allow that bacterial contamination to get in the way of their nice Labor Day weekend surf time. And I'll just wrap up this story by saying when it comes to our nation's waterways, beaches, shorelines, coastlines, I just hope we get our crap together, literally and figuratively. Taco Bell rethinks their AI drive-thru technology after a customer ordered 18,000 waters. Taco Bell thinks they might have made a mistake using artificial intelligence to power a drive-thru restaurant in the U.S. This is after some viral videos went viral. Some viral videos went viral. Jonesy, that's redundant. I know, but you know, you don't pay for non-redundancy on Weird AF News, do you? Now, in one of these AI video clips, a customer seemingly crashed the entire system by ordering 18,000 cups of water, while in another one, a customer got increasingly angry as the AI repeatedly asked him to add more drinks to his order. Oh, sounds like it's working real well, guys. Yeah, keep integrating AI into every facet of our consumer life, will you? Just because you don't want to pay humans. So sad. Because, I mean, imagine the annoyance of having to staff a human, an extra human employee at $10.90 an hour. Come on, that's like an entire extra kids meal profit. I mean, the companies are so greedy. I mean, in the last segment, I alluded to it. Do I got to go into it again? I'll just say this. Who's having babies? Are you guys having babies? You planning on having babies? You're crazy. You're out of your mind. So sorry to say so. Like, the writing couldn't be any more on the wall than it is now. All right, back to the article. It says, since 2023, the fast food chain Taco Bell has introduced AI technology at over 500 locations in the U.S. with the aim of reducing mistakes and speeding up orders. Really? I think there's another aim as well, but we won't talk about that, right? But the AI seems to have served up the complete opposite, making mistakes all over the place. Taco Bell's Chief Digital and Technology Officer Dane Matthews told the media that deploying the voice AI has had quite a few challenges. He says, quote, well, sometimes it lets me down, but sometimes it really surprises me. We're learning a lot about technology right now. We're going to help coach teams on when they can use voice AI and when it's better to just monitor and step in. You know, we're going to try and work around it. But we're definitely not having it work the drive-thru again. That's not going to be a thing, and we don't think. The issues have been building up as customers take to social media to complain about the service, many pointing out glitches and issues, disgruntled customers taking to social media to complain. One clip on Instagram has been viewed over 21 million times, shows a customer ordering a large Mountain Dew, and the AI voice continually replying, "And what will you drink with that? And what will you drink with that? And what will you drink with that? Would you like to have a drink with your Mountain Dew? What would you like to drink with your Mountain Dew?" Oh, I love it. I love it that they can't figure this out yet. It's good. It's good. We still have a little bit of time, guys, to make somewhat of a living wage. No, that's not really a living wage. We still have a little time before all of our jobs are replaced by AI. I'm just saying. And anything we can do to join together and create glitches for the AI, I think would be helpful, especially when it's being used in these consumer spaces. So what I'm suggesting is if you see an AI cashier at a Costco, just pour a little water in its lap. It says here, this isn't the first time there's been issues with AI not getting it correct when it comes to processing food and drink orders. Last year, McDonald's withdrew AI from their own drive-thrus as the technology misinterpreted customers' orders, resulting in one person getting bacon added to their ice cream in error, and another customer having hundreds of dollars worth of chicken nuggets mistakenly added to their order. I'll tell you right now, if they mistakenly give me hundreds and hundreds of nuggets by mistake, I'm just going to drive off. Yeah, that's on you. You want to experiment in ways in which you don't have to pay human beings, then, you get what you deserve at that point. That's called cost of doing business. So sorry, I get free nuggets. Now, here's why Taco Bell may continue to attempt this, despite what that man said. It says, despite some of the viral glitches facing Taco Bell, it says 2 million orders have been successfully processed using the voice AI since its introduction. That's a lot. So I think they're going to keep attempting this, which means there's going to be some more funny situations. You're going to have an AI asking customers if they want hot sauce with their Pepsi. I mean, this kind of thing. What is a surveyette? It does not compute. Does not compute. One of the questions they have to answer, too, is, and they're going to have a boardroom meeting about this at the Taco Bell headquarters, is does it cost more when a customer shoots a human employee or blows up the AI robot employee and we have to replace the robot? And I'm sure they'll figure that out. They'll have a bottom line. These are things they discuss in boardrooms, I assume. And they may come to the conclusion that it costs way too much to replace the AI robot machine. And they'll be like, all right, well, let's just let the humans get shot and attacked through the drive-thru. It's way, way cheaper at the end.
This episode is brought to you by Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels and music are made for each other. They share a rhythm in the craft of making something timeless, while being a part of legendary nights. From backyard jams to sold-out arenas, there's a song in every toast. Please drink responsibly. Responsibility.org. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks. Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee.
A woman who didn't know she was pregnant spontaneously delivered a baby while at Burning Man. A couple were met with quite an unexpected surprise one night in their RV camper at Burning Man. A spokesperson for the Burning Man Festival project confirmed that a baby was spontaneously born in Black Rock City, Nevada on August 27th, where the annual festival takes place. Wow, this must be the first baby ever born at Burning Man, I'd imagine. So Fireballs, how did you get your name? You guys can just call me Bernie. All right. Okay, let's get some more details about this baby that was born at Burning Man, which is pretty much how Jesus was born, right? Behold, the hippie Christ. Behold, Raver Jesus. And then 3 wise men appeared from the east. Palm Springs. They came from Palm Springs, and they were gay. They brought glitter, patchouli oil, and a little tutu to put on baby Raver Jesus. Away in a manger. Okay, I digest. Let's get the details. I want to know what happened. Kayla Thompson says she was asleep with her husband at Burning Man. Her husband's name is Casey, so it's Casey and Kayla. What are they going to name the baby? K-Ram? Is that even a name? I don't know. All right, they were in their camper when Kayla suddenly started experiencing a lot of pain. Minutes later, she was giving birth to the couple's first child in the bathroom of the RV. She was soon met with a 3-pound, 9-ounce baby girl. Well, that seems a little premature there, or small, rather. It's premature, I assume. Now, the couple told the media that they were never planning to have a child and that Kayla didn't even know she was pregnant. She was not even aware she was pregnant. Oh, my goodness. Can you imagine? That means she's probably been doing some heavy drugs the past few days leading up to the birthing. Oh, this is a disaster. Imagine. Of all places to give birth, Burning Man. I don't think, it's just dusty. And the weather was really bad this year. I guess there was a lot of high winds and rains and whatnot. It sounded like it was a disaster. I covered that story about the orgy tent that had collapsed. They had to cancel the orgy dome. Hopefully they had some medical tents at Burning Man to help this lady who had no idea she was pregnant. This happens. I covered stories about this before. It's called cryptic pregnancy. And before I started doing this podcast, I didn't even know this was a thing. And the first time I did a story about this, I was just like, how do you not know that you're pregnant? Like, I realize when I have a pimple that's about to surface, like it's not even there yet, but I know it's bubbling under the surface. Like, never mind having something in my, down inside my body. But this happens, man. And it happens more than you think. There was a show called I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant, and it was on for 4 seasons. 4 seasons, I didn't know I was pregnant. That's how many instances. It was enough for 58 episodes of a show like this. All right, now it says that there was medical personnel on site. They had neonatal care nurses, a pediatric doctor, an obstetrician gynecologist, as well as other festival goers, all helping out Kayla. Yeah, I'd imagine that because there's a lot of doctors at Burning Man, because who the hell else can afford to go to Burning Man these days? You got to be wealthy. Kayla and her newborn were taken to the Burning Man emergency care facility before they were then transferred to a hospital in Reno, Nevada. They told the media there was only room for the baby to be airlifted to the hospital, and Kayla had to travel via ambulance. The baby was eventually put into neonatal intensive care unit. She's safe and sound. The Burning Man Project would like to extend congratulations and well wishes to the family, says the spokesperson. In the midst of wind, heat, and storms, they brought new life into the world in Black Rock City. Of all the things we celebrate at Burning Man, bringing life, connection, transformation, and joy are dearest to our hearts. In other news, a record number of people at Burning Man that were tripping on acid and other hallucinogens had their minds blown witnessing a live birth. Can you imagine? That's when I would turn to my friends and be like, guys, I think I took too much. I think I'm watching a woman give birth to my left. Is that really happening? Or was the dose too high?
Let's play Burlington's Guess That Price. Back to school means back to saving. We're bringing you kids' jeans starting at, hold on a minute, just $11.99. Burlington's acing this test. What about character backpacks? We've got them starting at $12.99. Burlington's done it again. How about sneakers for the kids? A-plus brands and right on trend starting at $11.99. Saving is now in session. Burlington, deals, brands, wow! Styles and selections vary by location.
Hi, my friends and loyal listeners of the Weird AF News podcast. Thanks for spending some time with me in this episode. I hope you had a lovely holiday weekend, those of you who celebrated Labor Day weekend. I took the day off. I had a grueling weekend of moving, so I was moving out of my apartment. And I'm now in a very weird limbo state where I don't quite have a new place, but it's okay. I'm going to go home and visit my family in Boston for a couple of weeks and then come back and figure all of this out. So we could call it a transition in Jonesy's life. I will be attempting to live in Los Angeles still because I have to be here for career opportunities in the other areas that I'm interested in as far as creativity goes, which is stand-up comedy, acting, writing, and directing, all these sorts of things. But yeah, I say all that to say I had a pretty busy weekend, but I was still able to get to a barbecue yesterday, a pool party, and have some lovely food and some drinks, and met some really cool people. So lovely. I hope you also enjoyed the weekend and had a nice Labor Day, and hopefully you didn't swim in too much fecal matter. Oh, I also would be remiss if I didn't mention that we had our Weird AF News Fantasy Football League draft yesterday for the second season number 2, and it was a lot of fun. 14 teams in this league, so it was a very long draft. That's a lot of... I don't know if you've ever played fantasy football, but 14-team leagues are a bit rare. So we got a lot of players. I'm very excited about it. All of them are members of the Patreon, wonderful people. So I had an amazing draft, although ESPN gave me a C grade. I think I had the best draft. And it's funny you would give a C to the team that's about to win the second annual Weird AF News Fantasy Football Championship, like I won the first time. But whatever. ESPN has their opinions. I have mine. Anyway, I'll be occasionally giving an update on how the league is going if you're interested in that. I don't know if you are. Does that bore you? Anyways, let me know. I'll certainly be making updates in the Patreon because all the players and the team owners, rather, are members of the Patreon. And if you'd like to join the Patreon and be a part of this wonderful crew that we have in there, they're just lovely, lovely fans of the show, fans of me, and they're just very fascinating people themselves. They're very, very cool. So maybe you want to get in there and have discussions with us and experience some of the extra Weird AF News content that I put in there. It's patreon.com/weirdafnews, or go to weirdafnews.com and click on the Patreon banner. Yes, and I guess I'll just say good luck with your life, man, and we'll see you tomorrow.